And that action is done by all bearers of the truth to remind ourselves the significance of the great prophet Adam and his son Ishmael, who was almost sacrificed by the will of God. Go back and listen to the story. And from that great noble line comes the new prophet. Unlike all of the other prophets before who were descendants from Sarah and Isaac, God says from now on a change on the earth. The son of Ishmael from the noble house in Mecca will be bearer of the truth for all time. And so the significance of that point should now be made clear to you. But we said the next thing that the Muslims do in the Hajj pilgrimage is walk between two holy mountains, reciting certain celebrations and praises of the Lord. And what are those two mountains? Those two mountains are called Safa and Marwa. Well, what is this strange practice of running 7 times up and down mountains? Well, if we go back to the story, as I said, if he is the seal of prophets and the rituals he have taught us, they don't have to be convincing to you to say, oh, believe in Islam you must. No, submission comes when someone sees the light and they understand the story. Well, walking between those mountains was what somebody did in this strange tale that I told you. Pay attention to every word that I have said and every word that I will speak, because all of it is being done by the name of God. As I say every time, I only speak the truth by the will of the Lord. And that we've known from the very beginning, the worst thing in the world that anybody could do is lie about God, as the other races, the jinn, the interdimensional being, the reptoid Satan, lied to Adam and morphed into another being and made him do something that he didn't want to do and told him lies about the truth of God. And so forever it has been clear of all those who bear the truth of the light, we will never lie about the Lord Most High. And so, Hagar went back and forth looking for water when the little baby Ismail was kicking, and the water of Zamzam, the holy well, came. And so Muslims go back and forth 7 times. They are still believers in the light, remembering the tale of the story. Oh, you've been deceived, ladies and gentlemen, so listen to the tale. Remembering the tale of the story and what is really the truth of the light in the story, they go back and forth 7 times, remembering Hagar, the dark-skinned woman who had the noble honor of being Abraham's wife, and from her descendants, so that no one could say from now on, only a noble bloodline of Adam. No, any of the bloodline of Adam is now able to take the truth. From the mother Hagar, from a dark-skinned nation, came Ishmael, and then the final true prophet, bearing the light bright and shining for all of mankind. So Hagar runs back and forth, and the Muslims do such. In there is a sign for you that is obvious if you're listening for the truth of the light. And after we finish going back and forth from the mountain, we go to drink of the water of Zamzam that I told you before the time of Islam, before the arrival of the holy prophet, had gone dry because people had lost the truth of the light. But when the prophet, as a blessing to his arrival, was going to come, the well of water as the sign from the Lord sprang forth. And do you know, ladies and gentlemen, that all of this is verifiable, and that the water of purity as a blessings to the people who call themselves Muslims, believers of the light, still is drinkable to this day? Can you imagine the miracles of which I am telling you? And if this is a holy spring of water, as many of the prophets before, and if you don't understand the importance of being gifted with a spring of water, go back and listen to the story. So all of the Muslims all around the world go and they drink in the Hajj that water to purify the soul. Because we said this is always a battle of light versus darkness, and I am just a son of Adam. So listen, O sons of Adam, about the importance of the Hajj. And now if any of this hasn't been deep enough for you, I'm going to tell you something else. In understanding the truth of the story of the light, do you understand that once anybody opens their heart to the light and they go to search for it, they can never be misguided? And so I'm saying this challenge in open, with all due respect to anybody of the dark skin, who I just referenced Hagar, our great mother, that anybody, no matter what their color or race, who is from this planet Earth, asking and seeking the light, can always seek it, because the seal of the prophets has come, giving you the message for all of mankind, and the story must always end in that way. There can't be anyone who says, if we're telling this is the truth of the story, that humans, all of the sons of Adam, we are all of us bearers of the light, then no one can dare claim superiority of one race over another. And so, since I'm telling you the story in your own English language, for the first time, to your own people, the importance of what I'm saying is so important that you must understand it. From within this land called America, as I'm sitting here by the grace of God, to be in a country that I love. And when I tell you the story in its completion, you'll understand these words, because no doubt by now Muslims who are listening to me are thinking, did he just say he loves America? Yes, I said we're not going to get into politics of the story, but it is important later on, and I'll mention it right now, that from our own history here in the United States of America, there was a man who was dark-skinned, who had heard of the light called Islam. Yet all he knew was hatred of the darkness, so much so that he called any white man a devil. And he preached such hard, harsh words. But he admitted, because he knew, that he was so lost that he didn't understand the story. We can't get into all of the details, but it's such a fundamental that I must address it. This brother of mine was so lost that he said, I am refusing to name myself by my own name, and I will call myself X, because I don't know what is going on in the story at all. Do you understand the story? Are you listening to it? So this brother named Malcolm, X, being totally lost, but only having heard somebody who said to him, there is something called this light of Islam, but he didn't understand the story, and began to preach that black people are greater than all other people, misguided in the truth of the light. But if you've understood what I've been telling you in the importance of the holy house in Mecca, that even this type of man who came to the holy house, when he returned, what did he say? Well, we can't get into all of the details, but clearly our brother, who we think of as Malcolm X, and such a disgusting way to continue to refer to him, knew that when he returned, he said what? I had found the light. I have found the light. From now on, call me the Hajj. Call me the Hajj. Malik al-Shabazz. We won't get into all of the details, but we know the story of the truth of the light. He came back and said what we must be telling you in this story that is so dramatic from your very own words, that all of the sons of Adam are equal. Just because I'm black doesn't mean that I'm better than a white person. It is only about the truth of the light. All of us are the children of Adam. Now, before my brother Malcolm could ever get a chance to tell you a story, as all people who bore the truth of the light before him, we deal with troubled times, and we know that God decided to take him from this earth. As all sons of Adam live, all sons of Adam die. But I say that as a tribute to my brother, to reference the important turning point in the history of where we are. Because I'm giving a challenge right now that if I'm going to continue to the story, and I'm swearing by God to give you the truth, I must be able to prove the truth to you to the very moment. And so I'm giving you that little reference to Al-Hajj that we see from our own history and in our own times of someone who has received the truth of the light. Peace and blessings be upon all those who receive it. But we said that there, in describing the Hajj, after we got that little aside from our brother Malcolm, there is one more point in the Hajj that has to be addressed. Now, as we said, we're explaining to you all the rituals and all the important parts. Now we get to the most important part of the Hajj. As the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, told us, the process, this thing called Hajj, the ritual that many of you might have heard of, Muslim or Christian or otherwise, is most important point of it is a day called Arafah. Al-Hajj Arafah.